This video is part of the Directors Project, a monthly video essay series analyzing various directors and their work. You'll find a playlist with more videos on our Director of the Month from all sorts of creators in the description below. Steven Spielberg is a filmmaker defined by his set pieces. From the blood-soaked shark attacks of Jaws, to the bare-knuckle fistfights of Indiana Jones, to the ultra-slick chases of Minority Report, and many, many more examples, Spielberg has built a career around innovative action scenes, doubling as both spectacle and storytelling. But in a canon of exemplar set pieces, there's one that I always come back to: the climax of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Most of Spielberg's set pieces tend to fall into fairly standard classifications of action scene, but this climax is different. It's not really an action scene at all. Rather, it's an elongated exchange as a group of scientists attempt to make contact with an alien vessel using a series of musical notes. And it's amazing. It's some of the most gripping few minutes Spielberg has ever put on screen. And what I want to talk about today is how. How does Steven Spielberg make this actionless climax so deeply compelling? First off, I think we need to step back and consider what we mean when we talk about action scenes. We often associate the phrase with scenes of violence: punching, shooting, running for your life, the works. But do action scenes need to be violent? When you get right down to it, the core of any action scene is that the story and characters are propelled through physical gesture rather than dialogue. Dancing, physical comedy, hell, even just playing with your kid at the dinner table. These aren't action scenes, but they serve a similar function. And so does the Close Encounters climax. There are a handful of lines throughout the sequence.
Give her 6 quavers, then pause.
But it's the interaction between two forces which tells the story. And the pleasure of the scene lies in this interaction. First, as musical performance. Similar to a full-blown musical, the climax of Close Encounters is a culmination of the musical themes developed throughout the film. After teasing the key notes all movie, we finally get the full piece. It's almost like a concert, and with music by John Williams and special effects by Douglas Trumbull, when both men were in their absolute prime, the performance really delivers. But beyond spectacle, this is also a first contact scene, where two groups without a shared language try to communicate with each other.
What are we saying to each other?
It seems they're trying to teach us a basic tonal vocabulary.
And while not a violent scene, it is loaded with tension. Throughout the film, we really aren't sure what the aliens want. Spielberg's reputation as a maker of childlike whimsy was not entrenched yet. At the time, he was coming off a Lovers on the Run crime spree, a movie about a shark who wants to kill people, and a movie about a truck who wants to kill people. It's not hard to imagine that the aliens might want to kill people too. Sure, there are moments of wonder and enchantment throughout the movie, but a fair share of horror too. Young Barry's abduction is pure nightmare fuel. A sinister government conspiracy is consistently implied, and all roads lead to a location called Devil's Tower. The most profound consequence of the aliens, from a narrative perspective, is the total collapse of Roy Neary's family life. Even the glimmers of wonder soon give way to ominous undertones. And so, this climax carries with it a great deal of uncertainty. Indeed, Spielberg continues to play with us throughout the sequence. The imposing ships emerging from dark clouds, the musicless arrival of the mothership, and the music which does come bring an almost malevolent growl. Even though we remember the aliens in this movie being these kind of adorable little goobers, Our first glimpse of their bodies is a lot more unsettling. But once contact is made with the music, doubt and fear give way to an exuberant optimism of possibility and wonder. The Spielbergian sentimentality that can be easy to mock in other films, here serving as cathartic release. This shift is not only a masterful stroke of filmmaking, but it's also thematically essential, as Close Encounters becomes a movie about how the unknown becomes known. How we conquer the terrifying mysteries in our life, not through violence, but through understanding. I think this gets to the heart of who Spielberg is. Spielberg strikes me as a man who wants to believe in the possibilities within our universe, but also the possibilities within ourselves. That in a world of hardship and horror, we can find hope and wonderment. What's so special about the ending of Close Encounters is it lets us believe we really can. If you liked this video and want to talk Spielberg too, you totally can. Just tweet the link to your video to @CultPopsure and we'll add it to the playlist. And when I say we, I really mean AJ, because I'm not doing shit.